bottom is wide open. All she's got. Running this 10-inch auger for what it's worth. Gearbox is working good. Last load, we're going picking. The Cookie Monster. Off he goes. Another big load of organic. $10 a bushel headed out right there. About 1,000 bushel. You guys can do the math. We've got overcast skies today. It's about 10:30. No, it's like 11 o'clock now. I'm running a little bit early. I'm trying to stay way ahead of the truckers though, just so that I'm not going crazy. But the problem I'm having, everything is shelling fine. It's just any of the, if I do find a grass patch or anything, it gets clogged up immediately. I don't have a lot of grass, but what is out there is too tough. And the reason that I'm having problems here, right there are the grass cutters, right next to those snap rollers. See, that one's adjusted close enough and it's doing its job, and that one is not. So we're just gonna adjust them. I'm gonna cut that stuff out of there with my razor blade here, and then we'll adjust them closer. That one over there is the one that is really giving me trouble. And then we'll get this thing rolling again and get you guys a video of going through some too tough ground that I shouldn't be going through yet. Safety's always down. I mean, at any point, something could give up, a hose could break, valve let loose, electronic thing is shorting the wire to drop it. You're under there, bye-bye world. That's about all that is. I'll get these fixed up and I will bring you back for some more. Another fun adventure for the day. He was coming around here, he said he looked back and there was no more Parker wagon behind him. Just a half a running gear. The bolt came out, broke or something, and we're gonna put that back under there and get that wagon functional again here quick. All right, we got Miss Parker back. I'm sorry, Miss Parker. That took about all of 20 minutes or so, so it didn't take me out of the combine for long. Not too bad of a tragedy, I guess. My adjustments are working great on the snap rollers. We have no more trash catching up, and I'm able to cruise right along. So get us a video of that working, why not? All right, here we are. I'm losing a lot of corn at them snap rollers. Something that's really bothering me about this combine. Not sure if you're going to be able to see it well in the video. Yeah, probably can't see anything, but there's a lot of corn out in front of the center where the combine isn't. Most of it's coming off of these snap rollers. It doesn't really seem to matter how fast or slow I run them. But you probably see the kernels down there. The ears are coming off nice and shell, which is nice and left for the combine to do, but the hubs aren't staying in there to hold them kernels that are breaking off of the ends of the cob. So I think I got a couple ideas on how to fix it. It's going to be a major fix. Not going to happen this year by any means. This is what I mean, a little bit of grass patches. That was just clogging up immediately. Now we're just walking right through it. Always an adjustment away from making this thing run, I noticed. Got a lot of little things on it. Make it pleasant to run the more you understand about it, actually. moving right along, nothing too fancy other than that wagon. But that was kind of funny when he pulled around the corner, looked back and that wagon was going. I'd probably chuckle myself if I was the one running the tractor there. Well, now what in the hell? Oh boy, little things you get a kick out of. It's better to laugh at stuff like that than it is to get all angry. You know, heart attack by the time you're 40, high blood pressure, stuff like that. Can't let stuff like this bother you on the farm. I'm not going to say that I don't have my days. Don't get me wrong. But for the most part, I try to keep it nice and cool and just kind of go into it with the attitude of, well, that sucks, how do we fix it? Moving on. Something's going to happen. You can't ever start the day and just imagine that it's going to go flawlessly. That's for darn sure. I mean, just wake up in the morning, do your stretch, get your cup of coffee, and think about where you're going to put your tools for when something breaks. Best way to look at it. So, keep rolling on. Thank you for watching so far. Functional wagon again, isn't that neat? I wanted to show you guys just what I was talking about, losing, how much grain I'm losing at the snap rollers. That's not because of the snap rollers or anything, that's because I was a little too full when I stopped and spilled coming over my cultivator ridges. But this here, everything that you see down here, that's all coming off of them rollers, and it's actually worse right there because I stopped, so I need to come back here. This is more what it looks like coming off of them rollers, and when I come behind the combine, it looks the same. Everything that I believe I'm losing out of this thing is off of these rollers. I don't think that the combine itself, what's getting through there is, I doubt it's losing a bushel per acre the way it looks. The idea that I have about that, so what happens is when they come down, them ears hit, they hit this metal and they break apart. And then they just kind of roll down, and they got these ridges here, and I'm sure that's supposed to catch the corn. But what if these were rubber? And then not only rubber, but the gap here was just a little bit smaller than your small kernels of corn, so that it actually funneled that up. I kind of hope that somebody has thought of that before, and there's an upgrade made for these headers. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But one can hope, because making something that specific is not going to be easy. Put it that way. But what I'm losing up there has got to be 5 bushel the acre. And spread that across 100 acres. And say it's all organic. You're losing 500 bushels of corn just off of your header. At $10.50 a bushel, that's over $5,000 that you're losing just off of your header. So that's kind of where I like to invest my money, is when I figure out ways that I could get it back. Like next year I could get that money back if I upgraded this one. You know, if something, even if they're expensive, it'd be worth putting on here. I got $5,000 to play with that I know that it can give me back in 1 year. If that makes any sense. Kind of the same with the bean head. I need to just buy a new bean head. I'd really love to have a nice McDon Draper head on the front of this thing. But that's a conversation for another day. Keep moving. The trucker, he's hauling for another farmer that's got soybeans. And I just got a message while I was on here recording that said the soybeans are too wet. So I gotta go read that message. Sounds like he might be running for me, and I really gotta get moving. I've got 2 loads picked right now. I should be able to keep them kind of busy. Alright, so that message was from the trucker. He said send it 2 trucks, basically. So we're pushing it. We got old Glenn eating some corn better up going about 4.5 miles an hour here, so seems to be threshing just fine. Nothing behind the combine yet, so we're gonna run it. We're gonna push it and push some corn out of this farm. So the truck just left. I unloaded everything that I had onto him. I even picked the hopper off of this field up by the switch field, basically. Picked the hopper off so that he had a full load. And he's got about an hour and 45-minute round trip. I'm trying to get him another 1,000 bushels to haul him out here. So I'm pushing Glenn harder than I ever have. Bob was walking behind the combine while I was rolling here, talking to me on the walkie-talkie. That thing was coming real handy. But he said that it's still not shooting any out of the back, and we're still looking good. So I'm just going to keep pushing it. I'm going 5.5 or so. I'm cruising. Yeah, we're trying to beat this semi. So when he gets here, I'll bring it back. See how close I got. I told him to stop at like a truck stop and have a sandwich or something like that, you know. Just take your time coming back. Down there eating on that 10-inch auger. Well, we managed to get a load for him. He had to wait for me to pick down one section, come up and dump on him, about 100 bushel. And he said it should be about perfect. So I'm happy with that. Glenn is doing his job. So I'm going to service this thing again because we have now pushed about 3,500 bushels worth of corn through this machine today. Very proud of it. Tell you what, preparation is rarely wasted, let's put it that way. I just couldn't be happier with how everything's going this harvest. Trucking company has just been excellent. Tim Rockow, T&L Trucking. Just been great. They're out of the Monroe, Broadhead, Monticello, Wisconsin area, somewhere around in there. I'd have to recommend them for anybody if you guys are around the area and need truckers for a lot of different stuff. They're great. But this corn is going good. Working on, well, he's filling the 7th semi off of about 45 acres of organic. Could not complain. And I've still got, I don't know, 8 acres or so to pick. Should have at least 2 more semis by the time we're done here. Maybe even a jag on a 3rd one. Had some issues last night. My fuel guy was supposed to be here, well, Saturday, and he never showed up. I went to go put fuel in the combine, and there's no fuel in the barrel yet. He's supposed to be here sometime today. So anyhow, I ran it really low, and I ended up getting clogged in my fuel system. So on a plus note, all of that stuff should be out of it, maybe. Who knows? Bottom of the tank looked clean anyway. I've been fighting that since I got the combine a couple times a year. I just kind of start losing power and I gotta go blow the gas tank out, and I blow it out through the bowl instead of blowing it back into the tank. I figure eventually it'll stop clogging up, right? First year I had it, it was terrible. But I'm gonna keep after it here. Bob's up there loading the last semi for the day. And I don't think this will all fit the way that this car is going. I hope it doesn't all fit. Put it that way. Look at the size of them ears. I mean, that's the type of car that's in this field. That is excellent, and it's right between 32 and 34,000 population. I am one happy organic farmer. It gets any fuller than that. Along with a little camp corn. The 45 is eating on this fucking 10-inch auger. I mean, just eating. Making us look today, boys. Look at that green flowing out of there. Ah. So last night I got all of my corn fixed. Well, yesterday I got it fixed just in time to go take a shower, wash up, get dressed, and take my daughter's trick-or-treat. That was fun. I always dress up with my daughters. I quit dressing up when I was a kid, and then when I had my daughters, it was just an excuse to dress up for Halloween. And they really enjoy it. All the other kids trick-or-treat enjoy it, so it's a fun time. The girls get to tell everybody how their dad dressed up and stuff. Now I've moved over into the custom ground that I do. It's starting to seem like I'm talking slow. I'm working on about 4 hours of sleep. Well, about 20 hours of sleep in the last 7 days. 34 hours of sleep a night. I don't even know if the math adds up there. I'm probably completely wrong. I know that my combine is picking this corn out of the field. I'm like, my mind is single track to that right now. Combine is picking corn. But you know, a lot of that has to do with, it wasn't that I was picking that late, but the truck's coming at 7 a.m. So then you got a couple of trucks during the day, so I'm thinking I'm going, and a couple of issues that we had that made us run late. It's been a really smooth harvest all in all. I cannot complain. It's been the smoothest harvest. I just have run on this much sleep, that's all. I've got like 1,500 bushel picked, 750, plus another 1,900 bushel, almost full. And we are moving on. So we're having a lot of fun here. Sorry about all the dust. Down to like 15 or 16%. Sorry. We're kind of low moisture here. Got planted early and it's only 100 big corn as far as I know. Ah, crap. You heard it. That was camp corn. It's my warning system. too full. These are my last 2 little jags of corn. It's gonna end up being about 450 bushel. They're 200 bushel wagons, and then with the extensions makes them 25 supposedly. We'll see how true that is. These do not have chutes on them, so you got to be kind of tricky getting them up to the chute here, but nothing you can't accomplish. Truck should be here any minute. It's actually about 10 minutes late from what he has been days past. You guys haven't seen this tractor yet this fall. This poor thing's got a leaky rear main. There's a whole story behind it that I'm not going to go into, but basically we haven't been using it very much. My other big tractor is over at Stu's doing a customer, and then 745 is down there on the big dip. And it's kind of impossible to get up to the chute with duals on anyhow. So yeah, just kind of sitting around waiting for the trucker to get here. Got the 45 warming up. Gets here, unload this, and I'll be going over to finish picking corn for the neighbor. We're doing the last pass in the corn over here at the neighbor. Definitely got enough room. We'll be almost full, but we won't be full. All in all, 2022 harvest went off without a hitch. I couldn't be happier. We had some problems this morning with the guy that I'm doing the work for. He's just moving a little bit slower than I was. And I've got some disking to do and hopefully try to get a cover drop in yet. I don't know if that's going to work out for me, but I'll see what the weather does. We got some rain in the forecast the next couple of days. Well, today's Wednesday. We got rain coming Friday. Sunny on Saturday, and then rain again on Sunday. And then it usually doesn't matter what the 10-day says after that because it's so far off. It all changes. Oh, rabbit over there. This is why it's nice to have everything on your combine working, right? Come into places like this, you gotta try to keep your cylinder full. You want them strippers to do their job. Alright. And with that, 2022 harvest is done. I get to take Glenn home and give him a good old power washing. Clean him all up. Nice, 71 today, 71 tomorrow. So we've got some good weather for it. Perfect weather for power wash. We made it back safe and sound yesterday. This is the next day. I went out disking last night. Figured I'd disc while it was cool and do this while it was warm. So Glenn is filthy here. First step is vacuum. I'm gonna vacuum out the grain and different things like my warning system corn all up inside of there and along the edges of it there. That way when we power wash it, it doesn't get wet and rot out. And I get the arm cleaned out, the unload auger cleaned out. We're gonna power wash this thing off quick. I'll bring it back and show you what it looks like when I'm done, I guess. So I vacuumed the cab out and that area right up in there. That's what I got. It was empty. That was heavy trying to carry it off of that ladder. The next thing I need to do is right here. Try to get all that out of there, so. And then we'll be able to power wash it. It is just a filthy freaking disaster this year. Hey, it looks like black paint and galvanized again. Looks like the Gleaner should instead of dust color. It's all cleaned up, vacuumed out for the most part. I've still got to get the 2 You got your clean grain auger and your unload or return auger down here that go across. Them get full of stuff, and it's all you can eat buffet in there, bed and breakfast. We got the rest of the combine. We got the breakfast, the all you can eat buffet out of the bed and breakfast. So that makes me happy. And I've got a few more ideas about how we're going to mouse proof this thing this winter that I think we're going to about 99% eliminate my problems with mice and rats. So go ahead and catch that video. Will be the next video that we go through. This is where I'm going to end this one. I really greatly appreciate everybody for watching and following along in the channel, and all the kind words that everybody gives. I sure do appreciate it. And then after the mouse proofing video, we'll be going right into disking and getting the cover crop laid down, as long as the weather works out for us. We had 2 days of rain here, and little tip on these: if you got to leave them out in the rain, lean them that way. Set them on a hill where they're leaning over that way. That way everything runs away from this auger. Everything that runs out of them 2 augers, any water that you get. Just a little tidbit, I guess. Yeah, I really wish I'd have got more footage of my brother's combines running. He sold his F3 just 2 days ago. They come and loaded it. And the L ran good for him, and he even had a C out running some corn. And we were go this year. One day I pushed 6 loads, semi-loads, out of this farm with this combine, and we had 2 loads sitting from the night before, but then I picked off 2 more loads for the next day. So that was right around 6,000 bushel that I pushed through this combine in one day. So we were go. Never had enough wagon space to be able to do that. Never had enough faith in the combine to be able to do that. But last year, after all the repairs and upgrades and millions of bearings that we put in it, and real happy with how it's running. So again, thank you all for watching. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate all the kind words that you guys give and the support on the channel, comments. I had a comment down there, and sorry I've been kind of flaky on that, but been a long couple of weeks, so I'll try to get a little bit better on keeping up with you guys' comments. Again, thank you much for watching. Moved 2 rows over, trying to get around that, and it still wasn't enough. Well, that ain't right. Moving on.